Okay, this video is to help you show how the alignment rods can help with your chipping. We're going to show two angles here. First of all, this one is helping with the setup. And in your setup, you want to make sure that you point the rod at the golf ball. And you would really like for them to have it back in their stance. So you can kind of stand on this angle and see that the golf ball is pointing almost at the right foot. And that's where we want it back in our stance. Or we could take the rod and put it through their feet like this, laying on the ground, and you could tell them to put their right foot right up against the ball. Obviously you want the tip right here, close to their toe, so they're not going to hit the rod. And then you want to just let them hit some chips. And what you want to make sure they do is every time they bring the ball back to chip, that they're always playing it back in their stance, so that way it becomes second nature. Okay? And as they move, we've taught them to stay on their left foot, so their weight's supposed to stay left, and they're supposed to keep the shaft leaning forward and all that. And that's my job, to make sure they're doing that kind of stuff. But if they're not set up in this position, in other words, if they don't have the ball back in their stance, then we're not going to start with a shaft that's leaning forward, which is what we got to have when we chip. Okay, so let's make sure they do that. And then another great way to have them practice, if you don't have putting greens in your backyard. Now I'm putting towards a putting green, but this could be just in your yard. Again, you have the one alignment rod aiming at the ball, so you can see that it's proper. Or again, you might want to put it between their feet, and it's going to be on the other side of that right foot, or my right foot there, and have them make sure they put their right foot against it. And then what you're going to do is say, okay, go ahead and chip this one, and I want you to land it short of the rod. So they're going to learn, you take it back a certain distance, and they're going to land it short of the rod. Okay, maybe hit 5 balls doing that. Now the ball's not going to roll if your grass is long in your yard or soft or whatever. That's not the point. Now you say, okay, let's hit one to the middle, or right at the rod. So we want to get it to bounce right near the rod. Okay, so let them hit 5 shots doing that. And then after they do that, say, okay, let's see if we can get one to go past the rod. And so then you're going to hit one harder, and it's going to land over the rod. Okay? And again, they're going to use the same setup every time, the same motion. But what they're going to do is they're going to make their swing a little bit longer. Okay, you can see here, that's my length of swing for one that's landing over. The picture on the right is going to be one for that's short. Okay, so see how far back I take it back for a shorter one? So they're going to learn to control the distance with the length of their stroke. Okay, and that's what we want to teach them. All right, thank you.